Hello everyone. Welcome to all of you in Elite English Club. And today I brought for class 9 chapter 7 of Beehive book packing. So let's start. First of all, we will know about the author. The author name is Jerome, who was born on 2nd May 1859, Carmore, UK. He was an English writer and humorist. He is best known for the comic travelogue Three Men in a Wood. Other works include the essay collections Idle Thought of an Idle Fellow and Second Thought of an Idle Fellow, Three Men on the Bimmel, a sequel to Three in a Boat, and several other novels. He was died on 14th June 1927, Northampton General Hospital, UK. His spouse is Georgina Elizabeth Henrietta Stanley. His children Rowena, Jerome. So, now we will see the summary of the chapter, Packing. The narrator of the story, Jerome, who was the himself writer, was proud of his packing skills. He was supposed to go on a trip with his friends, Jaros, George, and Harris. He told them to leave the whole matter of packing to himself, to which they readily agreed. George sat on the easy chair and Harris caught his bags on the table and forced Jerome to do the packings. But this was not what Jerome wanted. When he saw that he wanted to do more packings himself, fortunately he was willing and charge of everything, and directed his friends to go efficiently under his supervision. It was really best that I done for just sitting about watching him work. It was uncomfortable for Jerome to just sit alone and see another person work alone. His energetic nature made him want to get up and superintend. When Jerome packed the bag, Harris pointed out that Jerome had forgotten to pack the boots. So he had to open the bag again and pack his boots in. And just he was going to close it, he doubted if he had packed his toothbrush. Whenever he would be about to travel, he would get nightmares for getting to pack his toothbrush. Then he would wake up and go on to hunt for it. Then in the morning, he would pack it before he used it. And then he had to unpack again to get it and would repack. Forgetting to put the toothbrush in again, then he had to rush upstairs to fetch it. He always ends up carrying the toothbrush wrapped up in his pocket handkerchief. As usual, Jerome had to search the whole bag. He found George's Harris toothbrush 18 times over, but he could not find his own toothbrush. At last, he found it inside a boot and he had to repack once more. After he was done, George asked him if the soap was in, but Jerome was so exhausted and he just did not seem to care. But after he strapped the bag again, he noticed that he had packed his spectacles inside and he had to open the bag again. Finally, he finished packing at 10 past 5 and in the evening, and now George and Harris decided to pack the food hampers. George and Harris started by showing that they were better than Jerome at packing. Jerome was excited to see how they would proceed. As he anticipated, they started with breaking a cup. Then Harris accidentally squeezed a tomato by placing strawberry jam on top of it. And then he had to pick out the tomato with a teaspoon. Moreover, George stepped on the butter. Now it was Jerome's turn to sit back and watch them, which irritated them. They stepped on things, put things behind them, and then they were unable to find them when they needed them. They put the pie at the bottom and put heavy things on top of it, which ended up with ruining the pies. They poured salt all over the place and did wonders with the butter. George got the butter stuck to his slippers. After he got it off his slippers, they attempted to put it in the kettle, but it would not go in. Then they put it down on a chair, but Harris sat on it and the butter stuck to his back. Then they went around looking for it. After a lot of searching, George discovered that it was at the back of Harris the whole time, and finally they packed it in the teapot. And then their pet dog Montmorency came into the scene, only to add to the commotion. Montmorency was a naughty dog whose aim in his life was to create hurdles and get scolded. It was only when he was screamed at that he felt that his day had not been wasted. So just when things were ready to be packed, he came into the room and sat on them. Whenever Harris or George extended their hand for anything, Montmorency made it a point that they reach for his nose. He put his leg into the jam, disorganized the teaspoons, and hampered the lemons. After uncountable obstacles and tremendous efforts, finally the packing was done at 12:50, and Harry sat on the hamper hoping that nothing was broken. George consoled himself and Harris by saying that if anything was broken, then it would be because it was already broken. They all were ready for bed and decided to wake up at 6:30. George was already asleep by then. So George and Jerome placed a bath where he could tumble into on getting up in the morning and went to bed themselves. So this was the story of Jerome and his friends.